My name is Dave Palmer, and my current position is Executive Director of the North Texas office of the Guadalupe Radio Network, and we have three stations here. On the English side, we have KTH 910 AM, which has been on since October of 2006, and then last year we started up two stations in the Fort Worth Diocese, KCPP 1140 AM in Cleburne, and then we have a little FM station 101.5, which is also located in Cleburne. So I basically am the Executive Director of those stations. I like just hearing the impact that Catholic radio has had. I mean, if you look back over the years, when I get out and about and just hearing that somebody has tuned in, like we said a moment ago, this mystery of the media where we can put a message out and literally millions of people can hear it, and people are getting different things out of it, and they're hearing the message that they need to hear at that moment. Just last weekend, I was at a parish, and I spoke to a lady who needed some healing in a particular area of her life, and she heard a PSA on the air, and she got in touch with that group, and ended up in the process converting to Catholicism too. And so it was kind of like this divine appointment of the right message at the right time that she needed to hear, and it made all the difference in her life. I had a lady from another parish come up to me in tears one time, and she said, I was listening to Catholic radio, and for the first time in my life, after hearing that message, I realized that God loves me. And this was a middle-aged lady. She was a doctor. And so those kind of things, you hear that, and it just makes it worthwhile. So, and to know at any given moment, we broadcast 24 hours a day, the right person at the right time could be listening to it. In the middle of the night, I've talked to many people who heard at 3 o'clock in the morning. One guy used to stay up drinking, and he was so depressed, and he listened in the middle of the night, and that message changed his whole life, and he went back to church that next weekend. So that's the most gratifying part. So my advice to any person who wants to get into communications or journalism, first of all, the industry is changing a lot, and there's a lot of different ways that we broadcast. It was a lot simpler back when I first got started, so they have to know the medium, the different media. But more important than that, I think, is just to cultivate that relationship with God. Be a person of prayer, be a person that frequents the sacraments, rely on God's grace, and have that relationship and discernment, because I think we can do a lot on our own power, and it's good to have that good work ethic, but we're going to be really inspired and motivated because we're doing it for God and for building up the kingdom. And I think once you have that and you have that relationship and you truly love God and seek His will, the rest of it's going to kind of fall in place.